All right, guys, I'm here with the Mr. Lanier. All right.
Okay, before we start, I just got to say this. I took physics. The last time I took physics was my senior year at Westerville South. I took it first period in the morning, 7:30, with Mr. Ackerman. It was not my favorite class, although Mr. McChesney, I know you do a great job. I'm just throwing that out there before I get asked these questions.
So if I take a ball and I throw the ball into the air, and then we are going to analyze this object at its highest point, so at the very top of the ball's motion, do you know what the velocity and what the acceleration of the ball would be? So we can start with either one.
I think when it gets to its very peak, they're equal. And then it starts to flip and they come back down.
Okay. So then what direction do you think the velocity and acceleration are at the top?
The direction of the velocity and acceleration. I think acceleration is 0. The velocity is also 0.
So you think they're both
so
0?
They're even, yes.
Okay.
And before it starts to move down, I think they're both 0.
What is its acceleration?
Its acceleration at its highest point. Mathematically, I would say that's the derivative, so it's at 0. It's the maximum.
What about its velocity?
Velocity, is it at its rest? So he's gonna make fun of me, but I'm just still assuming that's 0.
I don't know.
0. I'm here with Eric Sharples, math teacher in all of Pickerington High School Central, and we're gonna ask him some basic physics misconceptions.
It's the apex.
Right. Oh, right at the top? Yeah, right at the top.
I'm going 0.
Okay, and what about velocity at the top?
It's barely starting the negative.
Okay, so it's just starting the negative.
I'm here with.
RJ Kiesler. I don't really know yet.
Do you have a clue?
Not quite. Not quite. Well, if it's at its highest point, that means like it's not going to go up anymore, right? So it's going to go down.
Yeah. So what's the acceleration?
0? I don't know.
It's downwards. Because the only force acting on it is gravity, which is downwards. Now what is the velocity?
I don't know. 0?
Yeah, it's 0.
It is 0?
50%. Pass.
Today we're here with
Mrs. Harmon.
what is the velocity and the acceleration of the ball?
0.
For the acceleration
0.
and the velocity?
I think I'm wrong. 0.
Alright, so since the ball is at its highest point, the only force acting on it is gravity. So that means there's still an acceleration on the ball, and it's constant 9.8 meters per second squared. But since the ball is at its highest point, it's not moving anymore yet, so the velocity is 0.
Okay, I was close.
Yeah.
Okay.
50%.
I'll take it.
That's a 5 on the AP test.
That's a 5?
Yeah.
Look at me go. Physics done.
So you're
I didn't want to go 0, 0.
You're onto something there that's starting the negative, but what that entails is that there is acceleration. So during the entire movement, what is pulling down on that basketball?
No gravity.
So it's always being accelerated downwards by gravity. The reason it goes up is because of the force you applied to get it there. But you're right, at the top the velocity is 0 because it's changing directions.
50%, right?
Yeah, 50%.
Yeah,
That's a solid F.
Well, the velocity is 0, but the acceleration is actually downwards. Because the velocity is changing.
Okay.
So the derivative is negative.
The derivative is negative.
Because you have a positive velocity, it hits 0 at the top and then goes
change
negative.
direction, so you have. Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, negative acceleration.
Mr. Corey's just learned physics.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's great.
Acceleration is constant because as the ball is thrown up, it's using the force I initially gave it to reach that top point, but what's causing it to slow down and actually have a top point is gravity. And gravity is constantly pulling on it with the force of gravity, so therefore it has a negative acceleration downwards of 9.8 meters per second squared.
Oh,
But you were right, the velocity at the top is 0. So,
partial credit.
partial credit.
Okay.
We taught
I
Mr.
learned
Linear
something.
physics.
Yeah, I learned something today. You're better than me.